Mom was always organized, but she started forgetting to pay her bills on time.
And she'd buy the same gifts over and over.
Telling the girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was really hard.
At Mom was always organized, but she started forgetting to pay her bills on time.
And she'd buy the same gifts over.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver. And we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
We said we'd never give in to a meltdown.
Mariella!
Never leave the house looking, well, and never let them out of our sight.
Keep people safe at tonight's event. OU Nightly's own Julia Roberts is live outside the Lloyd Noble Center with more. Julia?
Landon, topic has been a big concern for this evening's event. OUPD is in charge of security with multiple law enforcement helping, like the OKC State Trooper.
Throughout the show today and keep you updated over on OU Nightly's will cover Turning Point USA tonight on their social media as well.
And one former cabinet member of President Donald Trump has been indicted. Jack Hancock has that and the rest of today's national and international headlines from the News Center.
Breaking news. John Bolton has been indicted by a federal grand jury. According to the Associated Press and CNN, the former national security advisor has been indicted on 18 counts in a federal investigation into the mishandling of classified information. Over the summer, FBI agents seized multiple classified documents from Bolton's home. Bolton is expected to surrender himself by tomorrow. President Donald Trump announces a scheduled meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin to discuss the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine. The announcement from President Trump came on Truth Social following, quote, a very productive phone call. The pair's second summit to discuss the war will happen in Budapest, Hungary. It is unclear at this time when the meeting will take place. The government shutdown is in its 16th day as another spending vote fails. The shutdown will extend into next week as senators returned home today. The next expected vote is on Monday. If the shutdown continues, 40 million Americans' access to food could be at risk. The Supplemental Nutritional Program, or SNAP, provides food aid to millions of Americans. The program could lose funding by November 1st if the shutdown continues. And dozens of reporters turned in their Pentagon Access badges today as new restrictions limit freedom. Many were asked to sign a pledge to agree to rules requiring approval for any story reported. Most major news networks have declined. Kiriana, Reagan, back to you.
Thanks, Jack. I heard we might have a chance for severe weather coming up, Reagan.
Yep, OU Nightly's meteorologist Brighton Calloway is here in studio today to give us the rundown. Brighton?
Yes, guys. Now, the main story for this weekend are the severe storms we are going to see develop into tomorrow and late Friday night as well. Now, this is our severe weather outlook graphic from the SPC Storm Prediction Center. We can see this is, again, Friday evening into late Friday night. This is a marginal risk. That is the green shaded area. This will include Norman, so make sure you stay tuned for the rest of the show to see more details about this. Right now, our conditions are looking very beautiful. We have temperatures in the mid-80s, sunshine, a nice breeze, great conditions to get outside and enjoy that weather. But again, what we are tracking as we come back are the storm chances, also a cold front, and we will be tracking to see if this fall weather will be lasting.
Thanks so much, Brighton. With rising uncertainty, the pressure is on for farmers in America.
Coming up, what is causing the uncertainty and how future farmers are fighting back?
OU football travels to South Carolina this weekend, hoping to run towards another win.
Plus, Sooner softball broke another record last night. Michael Thompson will tell you what record later in sports.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/act now.
About an hour and 50 minutes until Turning Point USA will take the stage at the LNC.
You can see a full parking lot there for those wanting to attend the event. It's gonna start here at 6:30 and we'll continue to bring you the latest as we inch closer to that time. Now, switching gears, farmers across the country have been struggling to make ends meet due to the economic pressures and rising costs. OU Nightly's Clay Webster asks Oklahoma farmers what they think of the future of agriculture in Oklahoma.
Facing high tariffs and equipment prices, many farmers and ranchers across the country are being forced to sell their farms and move on to other industries. But how do future farmers themselves feel amid this grim new reality?
I think opportunities is a great word to describe the future of agriculture. I think the last 5 years, agriculture in the state of Oklahoma has been on the rise, and not just the state of Oklahoma, in the entire nation. I mean, there are more members every year than there are in the year prior.
I think right now it's just going to go up from here with how many people are starting to see just how much there is and how much opportunity there is to learn and grow.
According to the USDA, 95% of farming in the U.S. is done by family operations, passing their profession down from generation to generation.
Farmers have no choice but to continue producing food and use the resources they have. So I believe it's promising, and I think we're lucky to live in a state that promotes agriculture, because a lot of states aren't like Oklahoma.
The U.S. Trade Representative reports that Oklahoma exported over $1.8 billion of agricultural goods in 2023, a 25% decrease from the year prior.
I think our future of agriculture looks bright. I think we'll have a lot of kids ready to step up in the place of the farmers who have come before them. But you know, it is sad to see some of those smaller farms not in business any longer.
With so much uncertainty surrounding agriculture, many farmers feel confident in themselves and the future generations to carry on producing like they always have. Clay Webster, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Clay. In Oklahoma, there are over 120,000 farmers with less than 12,000 under the age of 35.
Norman drivers should be cautious navigating a traffic switch at State Highway 9 West and I-35 between Norman and Goldsby. As you approach the diverging Diamond interchange, pay extra attention to the speed limit, signs, and pavement markings. A new southbound I-35 off-ramp to Northwest 12th Avenue and Lamar Road will open in December. Construction will continue in this area through early 2026. And we're about 15 minutes from the doors opening at the LNC for the Turning Point event.
Coming up next, OU Nightly's Julia Roberts will have more updates ahead of its start.
For choosing OU Nightly as your weather source, especially during these times of severe weather. When we come back, we will be tracking that severe weather, storms developing tomorrow night into Saturday, as well as a cold front on Sunday. And we will be tracking to see if this fall weather will be lasting for the rest of the week and the rest of October as well.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
All right, look at you taking the stairs. Who are you?
We're your lungs. We are proud of you for quitting smoking, but you still may be at risk for lung cancer.
A routine cancer scan can detect it early when it's more curable. Good to know. Well, I gotta go somewhere.
So do we.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Food isn't just fuel to live, it's fuel to grow. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger, and together we can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Visit feedingamerica.org/actnow.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Good afternoon. I'm OU Nightly meteorologist Brighton Calloway. Right now outside, it's looking so beautiful. Our current temperatures, 82 in Norman, 82 in Oklahoma City, basically all lower 80s across Oklahoma, so staying pretty consistent with that. As we make our way into tonight, we do see those temperatures begin to drop pretty low. We have 64 in Norman, 62 in Lawton, and in the Panhandle, you guys are at a whopping 50. So it's definitely going to be really chilly out there. If you do have any plans, maybe heading out to the pumpkin patches, grabbing a bite to eat, definitely suggesting bringing a light coat, maybe even a hoodie to stay warm out there since it will be a little chilly. Now our highs for tomorrow, we have similar conditions as today, but we do have a little bit less of some cloud coverage, so it will be a tad bit warmer. 85 in Norman, 86 Oklahoma City, 85 Elk City, 89 in Lawton, so y'all will be hot. And again, in the Panhandle, we are sticking with those chilly conditions, a 76 in Guyman. Now, the main story for this weekend are the severe storms we are going to see developing tomorrow night. Now, most of the severe storms will be contained in northern Oklahoma. You can see at 9 p.m. we're starting to see those storms develop in Elk City. As we make our way through the rest of the night, we are going to see those head eastward, but again, another system will be producing near Norman around Saturday at 11 a.m. So be sure to stay weather aware and stay on top of that if you have any plans or you're heading outside. Now, as we make our way into the afternoon, we can see these storms will start to push out into eastern Oklahoma, Tulsa, McAllister. Y'all will be seeing the main threat of this on Saturday afternoon into the evening. You can see we will be pretty clear by the later evening hours. Now, this is our severe weather outlook from the SPC. You can see this marginal risk. That is the green shaded area. That is the level 1 out of 5. And now for Saturday, we are seeing a bit increase in the risk level. We have a slight risk over in Arkansas as well as Missouri. So we'll be tracking that for you as we make our way into the rest of the week. Now, taking a look at our 7-day forecast, we do have, again, those storms are beginning to develop tomorrow into Saturday and a cold front on Sunday.
Well, thank you so much, Brian. I was planning to head to the pumpkin patch this weekend, but I might move that to next week because of these storms.
For sure, yeah. The pumpkin patch might not be the best idea, but next week it will be much better.
Well, thank you so much again.
Of course.
Thousands of No Kings protests are set to happen this weekend across the country, including Oklahoma No Kings protests against President Donald Trump and his administration. The last No Kings protest was held last June across the country to coincide with Trump's birthday and a military parade. According to the Oklahoman, there is going to be 20 protests across Oklahoma this weekend.
We are continuing our team coverage at the Lloyd Noble Center for the Turning Point event. Julia, do you have any updates for us?
Reagan, I'm in front of the East Side building where people are lining up, and there are a ton of people. I mean, it is wrapping around the building. People have said they've been waiting here since 11:30 and 12 o'clock. I know protesters are starting to gather in the north side of the Lloyd Noble Center, and that's all I have for now, but we'll keep you updated throughout the newscast. Live at Lloyd Noble Center, I'm Julia Roberts, OU Nightly.
Thank you, Julia. We'll be at the event tonight, and we know you'll keep us updated.
Ring night is quickly approaching for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Find out what familiar foe will give the Thunder their last tune-up before raising a banner on Tuesday.
And we'll show you which Sooner team put up Kevin Durant's old OKC number in the final score, plus which players and coaches think the key to getting OU's offense back on track is up next in sports.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Did you know that trash, like plastic bottles and fast food wrappers, can carry germs and bacteria? When these items are tossed in the street, they eventually find their way to a river or lake and have a negative impact on aquatic life. Keep our waters clean by putting your trash in the bin. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater. Did you know that items like paint, cleaning solutions, pesticides, solvents, and other chemicals are considered household hazardous waste? These chemicals are dangerous to our environment and water quality when they are dumped in our storm drains or gutters. Fortunately, the City of Norman has a dedicated household hazardous waste facility where you can properly dispose of these items. Call 405-366-5463 to make an appointment. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater. Water is our most precious resource, and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here is a water conservation tip you can try. In the bathroom, turn off the water while you brush your teeth. You'll save about 4 gallons per minute. That comes out to about 200 gallons a week for a family of 4. Water is life. This message was brought to you by the City of Norman.
Sports. Oklahoma has not scored more than 2 offensive touchdowns against SEC teams since joining the conference. Their run game is not helping, but 2 freshman starters know they play key roles in igniting this rushing attack.
Obviously, I want to be better, but as a group, we all want to be better. I got to create explosive plays. That's what you come here for. All the greats did it. And go down the list of people who created explosive plays here. So it's just a reflection on me, just trying to be better, be the best I can.
It all just comes down to details and physicality. You feel me? Like there has to be a will imposed in our mind that I'm going to move you from point A to point B, and that's what we're going to do.
Speaking of running the ball, the Sooners are 13th in the SEC in running offense, but Ben Arbuckle knows that the challenge is not just on the field, but in the mindset.
Easier from the offensive side of things, and you know, we're working, I mean, every single day to get better, improve the mindset, the mentality of what it takes to run the football, and the kids are, you know, buying into it.
The injury saga is over from last week, but there are some notable faces listed on the injury report that was released Wednesday night. Wide receiver Keontez Lewis, who took that hard hit against Kent State, is listed as doubtful after playing against Texas, and running back Javante Barnes is questionable after injuring himself before Texas. Now, Sooner softball welcomed a fall record crowd of just over 2,800 people to Love's Field last night, and they gave the fans a show. OU hit 10 home runs in 10 innings against Oklahoma Christian, including 2 from freshman Kendall Wells, en route to a dominating 35-0 win, and hey, that's a touchdown more than the football team averages every Saturday. Walking off the diamond, OU golfer Savannah Barber proves that pressure creates diamonds. Barber birdied the final hole at the Dale McNamara Invitational, grabbing her first career full-length tournament win and earning her SEC Player of the Week honors. And the Oklahoma City Thunder are 5 days away from raising their first ever championship banner into the rafters at the Paycom Center. But until then, OKC will wrap up preseason action tomorrow night at home against the Denver Nuggets, who they beat in 7 games in the second round last year. The final tune-up game tips off at 7. Reagan, Garyana.
Thanks, Michael. We're less than 5 minutes away now from Turning Point Tour opening the doors.
And there's going to be large crowds gathering. You can see them right now. You're taking a live look. You can see those large crowds gathering to hear those speakers, Governor Kevin Stitt and 2 other celebrity guest speakers.
We'll have one last update for those heading out to the event next.
Water is our most precious resource and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here are some water conservation tips you can try. In the kitchen, collect the excess water you use to rinse produce and use it to water houseplants. Also, soak your pots and pans instead of letting the water run while you scrape them. Water is life. This message was brought to you by the City of Norman.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Mom was always organized, but she started forgetting to pay her bills on time.
And she'd buy the same gifts over and over.
Telling the girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was really hard.
At first we had our cries, but then we were like, okay, let's make a plan.
Early detection gave us time to adapt together.
It's so important for you to think about what you can do and making the most of what you have.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
We're continuing to follow updates regarding the Turning Point USA event at the Lloyd Noble Center. We just spoke with OUPD, and as of now, they have no plans to close any roads near the area. Additionally, OU Campus CART System says they're monitoring the traffic situation, but as of now, students who are parked at the Lloyd Noble Center will not have to expect to take alternative routes. Doors will open for students at 5 p.m. and general admission for the event will start at 5:30. Now we're going to take one last look at the Turning Point event before it starts at 6:30, and hopefully we can get that up. Here it is. You can see people continuing to line up outside the LNC.
If you're planning on heading out to the event, doors open here in a few minutes at 5 p.m. There is a no bag policy, which means you can only bring in your keys, wallet, and ID.
OU Nightly will be at the event posting on all our social media accounts, so be sure to keep an eye out for those updates. Now, Brighton, can you give us one last quick look at the weather for those heading out there?
Of course, yeah. So today, beautiful conditions, 85. But as we make our way into tomorrow, we can see we are going to have some storms beginning to develop into the later evening hours. And Saturday morning is when we are going to see that main threat. But the rest of the week is looking great.
Thanks so much, Brighton. And thank you for watching OU Nightly. I'm Kariana Gamboa.
And I'm Reagan Garvin. Be sure to watch OU Nightly live weekdays at 4:30. Good night.